Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 50 of the FireStorm Podcast. We are once again bringing it to you in glorious video. Oh my god, it's a video
Look at me,
podcast.
Here I am. Look at Trent, there he is. Woohoo!
Whoa, and holy shit, look at our fucking shirts. Look at this shit.
Yeah, dude, check this out.
What the
Ironically,
fuck?
I am, despite how much I don't give a fuck, I am wearing a shirt that has Fi on it.
I know,
Because
and
it looks really cool.
And even though he's the creepiest, most flamboyant tights model in the entirety of Legend of Zelda,
Look at this.
I have the shirt representing him. Because,
This is such a cool design. So what happened was, I think it was like the day of, or like the day after we actually finished recording Skyward Sword, I saw these designs on a tweet from the Yeti, which is the company that does the GDQ shirts. So I've had a lot of shirts from the Yeti, like 2 or 3 others. So I saw these from their tweet, and they were like, you have, 4 hours to get these designs before we take them off the store. And I was like, Trent, we should get these. Like, they look so cool.
they actually are really
It took
sick.
a little bit of doing, but we got them. And obviously it took Trent a little bit longer because international shipping, but we both have these now, and it's an awesome design, great shirt. So now we are fucking matching it up.
It is, and I, because of how surprisingly cheap they were, I was kind of like sus they were going to be a bit of a lower quality, but then that actually were. It's very comfortable. It is very nice. So
it is.
In celebration of us finishing Skyward Sword, we have, because you know how fucking difficult and cringy that game is. We got these shirts because, surprisingly enough, although the gameplay was fucking shit, I think we can all attest to that. It was crap. The characters were very, very interesting and very, very interesting. So, I just said that twice. But the characters were great. So,
except for Fi,
yeah, these shirts.
I still think it's a cool design.
Yes,
so,
it is a cool
design. Here I am.
So, I'm gonna be on what? We're gonna be looking. Fi and Girahim are gonna be looking at each other the entire time. That's all.
Yes, that's what's gonna happen.
Yes.
Fi is looking to some direction. I'm not sure how this is going to look.
I don't know. My brain is not working right now.
I don't know.
This is episode 50, the 5th random as fuck episode. It's not going to be as random as the previous episodes. We're not doing drunk penis therapy like last time, but
nope. No penis therapy to be had.
No penis therapy. I'm not whipping my dick out. It's not happening. And
not yet anyway. It's a Patreon exclusive.
That is a Patreon exclusive, yes. And then I still can't believe, like, the third episode, we literally got taken down and fucking cancelled from fucking YouTube. They literally took down our channel.
That was a freaky experience. Let me tell you what.
It was a freaky day at work because I had to quickly write up the appeal, and I managed to make it sound pretty convincing because it was all about no, it was about something else. But that was a fucking freaky occasion. But anyway, we survived. I don't know how the podcast has survived this long either, because we have, as if you couldn't tell, we've been transitioning mostly into gameplay because it's a lot easier and there's a lot more to grasp when you're actively playing a game, and there's so much more conversation topics. Whereas with the podcast, we did kind of run out of ideas midway through, because we were just kind of like, well, that not only because like both of us in general are doing kind of the same shit, what with work, writing, and whatnot. Also because of a few major factors, I believe. One was COVID. I definitely think that kicked us down a peg. 2, I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's the same with you, Gus, but a lot of the podcasts I do tune into have a lot. I mean, like 50 to 70% of their content is audience interaction.
Yeah, that makes sense, because we were kind of just like talking about random shit, and it's fun, but like, it's unrealistic for us to just be like, we're gonna have a fuck ton of audience interaction right off the bat, and it's not like I wanted to rely on, sorry, something on my computer. It's not like I wanted to rely on audience interaction to give us content to begin with,
No,
because then I don't feel like I'm being like active enough in like making our own content. That's another reason why I like doing the game stuff, because it's just, for one, it gives both of us a it kind of makes us or forces us into playing these games that we've had on our list to play but just haven't gotten around to.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's kind of how I did things. I had my own gaming channel back in the day. It's just like, I got to record today. That it's kind of like a way to like force you into doing that. But this way we can both kind of have fun and make some stupid jokes and post it online for everyone to enjoy. So it's kind of a nice excuse for us to like get this shit off our bucket list.
Yeah. It is much easier as well to just take the gameplay, take the audio, and like it's easy. Real. It's easy for the podcast, no doubt, but yeah, like it does get a bit like samey after a little bit, and we can try and come up with different topics every day. But as you guys saw during the COVID era, it was mostly reviews, and that started off rough in its own right because Gus brought up a good point. I don't know if it was in one of the episodes. I'm pretty sure he mentioned it in one of the previous episodes, like how a lot of our first few reviews was just literally talking about what happened in the episodes rather than actually critiquing the show. Say, for example, Interspecies reviewers. And we kind of fixed that towards the end. Like, for example, our latest ReZero Part 2, like Season 2 Part 2 review is our most viewed video now. Because,
is it really?
Like,
shit.
It is. We that was perfectly timed with a week after the show finished, and also I believe we gave a little bit more of a valuable input rather than just talking about what happened in the show. Like,
definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, we've gotten better over time. It did start off rough, but this is kind of like fresh new season of Firestorm, I reckon. We are starting.
Yeah, this is kind of like rounding out our first when we made this podcast, I think it's fair to say we were still pretty much in the early phases of like getting to know each other because we'd only just done the movies list,
Yes.
We were just like, oh, maybe we should do more of this, and then the Firestorm podcast was born.
I don't know how we jumped from
me either
collaboratively working on a movies list about Pokemon to podcast. I don't know
because I think we recorded that fucking 4-hour long discussion. Yeah, and it was like, you know what? That went pretty well. Let's do more of that. I don't know. That 4-hour long thing is something else for sure. But I think it's fair again also to say that at this point we're kind of like we're 50 episodes into the podcast now of just us talking about anime or music or whatever, like of us just talking about completely random shit with no real pattern to it or anything like that, just us talking about what we want to talk about. And I think this video specifically is us like kind of rounding this like first era, I guess, of our collaborative channel out here, because it's like we're gonna start diving headfirst into more game stuff. Like there's a bunch of games we have on our list to play down the line. We're gonna it's just, and we're at a point where we both know each other better. I feel like we can. There's a lot more potential for us to like, I don't know, just make better content now. Compared to like when we started, because like I remember when I was going through our old podcasts for uploading shit to Spotify, and some of those early ones are just like rough.
Oof. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, they're rough. So that's why I was kind of avoiding, like, I didn't upload a lot of the early ones. Like the earliest one I uploaded was the one with Divide Music, which is still really good. That's still a great like interview, and I'm like glad we had that chance to talk to Alex.
I'll fucking bring Alex back just to fucking tell him, look, I'm playing Legend of Zelda now. Are you happy? Like that's literally, I gotta tell half our fucking guests that, because every single time they roasted me for
I'll bring him back so he can have me, so I can ask him if I can sing on a song.
I mean, yeah.
Because now I feel now I'm like. I definitely feel like at that point I was still, this was a year and a half ago when we had Alex on the podcast almost. So I feel like at that point I was definitely still learning, and I still am learning when it comes to music stuff, but I'm in a much better place where I feel like I'm more consistent and strong with my content music wise. So I feel like really good about how, like, I feel like I've just improved on all fronts basically. Like and now I'm confident enough to be like, because earlier I wouldn't have dared ask Alex to let me be on a song, because I still felt like I wasn't at a point where I was like a good enough singer or like just even a good enough musician in general. But now I feel like a lot more confident in myself, and I know that my singing's improved a whole lot. Like I just feel strong about the stuff I'm putting out, and now I'm like, hey Alex, can I get on one of them jams with you?
See if you can.
I still have him on Discord.
No, me too. Like I talk to him on occasion, not often, but on occasion, and like because like he was one of the guys that was just like, motherfucker, watch Demon Slayer right now, because like he covered the OP of Demon Slayer.
He doesn't do a lot of covers, so.
No, he doesn't. So that was a surprise, and I complimented him. I said, "Dude, it's really good." He's just like, "Have you watched it yet?" I'm like, "No." He's just like, "Watch it," and I'm like, "All right, fine. I'll watch Demon Slayer." And I'm watching Demon Slayer now, like as Gus can attest to. Me and my mate just finished episode 19 the other night.
See, the reason I was asking about episode 19 was because basically everyone I've talked to, you come out on the other side of watching episode 19 as a changed man. Like, you're like, holy shit, that was fucking awesome.
I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome. I didn't feel that attached to it. Like, it was really, really good. The animation was
just saying, like,
spectacular.
I'm just saying, like, as the animation, like, that. Like, you go through that scene. Like, once you see that scene, like, all of a sudden, you're like, holy fuck. I've just seen, like, peak animation. Because, like, I remember the freak out when, like, on Twitter, when that episode actually came out in 2019, like, and then after seeing it like a year after that point, and like knowing how, like, being able to see why they were freaking out and like knowing how justified that was, like, that scene is incredible visually. Like, it is. It's nothing to write home about storytelling wise, really, but because there's shit like that in all shonen. But animation wise, it is just a step or three above everything else that exists.
Definitely.
So, that's like, because I just remember seeing my friends who were watching Demon Slayer for the first time on Twitter, and they were just like, episode 19, ... And I'm just like, you're a changed man now, aren't you? And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, I'm a new man now. I feel like, you're just, well, I mean, obviously not for real. Like, it doesn't affect your life directly, or in any big way. It's just like, holy crap, that was cool.
Definitely.
You just exaggerate.
I was impressed. I wasn't like overly like, oh, amazing. I was pretty impressed though. It was fucking awesome. But we've gone a little bit off topic. Yes.
I was out of my seat in that episode.
Really?
I actually got out of my seat. I was like, fuck!
No, I actually, no exaggeration. I just looked at my mate and I was just like, nice. It's just like, because I remember he said at the start of it, you will enjoy episode 19. It's really good. I'm like, okay, all right. And like, he didn't hype it up that much. Maybe because he didn't hype me up, but I don't know. Yeah. So back to what you were saying before, I do feel like you're right. This is kind of like the new step with FireStorm, especially because we went through that transition period of like detaching ourselves from the podcast name and then going straight into a lot more gaming. We kind of treaded the grounds a little bit with Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, just trying to see what we could do with this and how much it could provide. And I feel, and actually our first episode of Twilight Princess is again one of our most viewed episodes. So that's really cool.
I don't keep track of that, so.
And I have other people that, like, I know people through my mates that are streamers and all that know me as Trans-Y. They've tuned into FireStorm and, like, they checked out a few different episodes. Like, I remember one of the guys told me he checked out, like, the Pokemon episode, and then he checked out, like, something else. But then he saw we started playing Twilight Princess, and he watched the whole thing. And, like, I have mixed reviews on our first episode of Twilight Princess. Some of my mates like our comedy, some of them are not really big fans. And
we are very overwhelming on the penis jokes in that first episode, so I think that's fair.
Look, if you don't laugh at the old guy coming on Link's pillow, then you're not going to enjoy the entire series, all right? Because that kind of set the mood. So,
or like everyone. What was the joke in that one? Like Link goes around and blows everyone, or everyone blows Link, or I don't know what it was.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually realize. I went back and watched it. I actually didn't realize how much my voice for Min had changed because I was a lot more raspy. But that fucking hurt my throat when I tried to do that continuously.
Understandable.
So, that was interesting. It's a good starting point. And now we're kind of moving into new content. When I say new content, we're both starting new, quote unquote, we're both starting new Let's Plays. We're going to be bringing on hopefully a few more guests, and a few of our guests. We're going to start off with like mates, people we know personally, because like reaching out to Divide, that the way that happened, I think I mentioned it. I made the Amazing Online Artists video, and he said thank you, and then from there he realized we had a podcast and offered, and I was just like,
because you mentioned the podcast on your video.
I did, and that's right, and and he said, "Dude, if you want a guest on it," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, bro!"
Yeah,
I'm not saying no to that. But,
exactly.
It was very good. Again, I still think it's a great episode, like you said before. But we're gonna try.
Not too long either.
No, it's not too long. It's pretty good. It's pretty good limit, and we're gonna try and get a few more guests on more people that we know, just so we get that little balance.
Yeah, Trent's. I think it's definitely fair that Trent's like been reaching out to the most people. If like our 6 previous episodes, like pretty much all of them were like Trent being like, "Hey, want to come on the podcast?" So now it's my turn. I'm gonna start reaching out to my friends. I think we're gonna start with Becca Imperfect, Mike, who obviously he's a guest star, quote unquote. Trent, I didn't tell you, but I uploaded part 1 of Mystery Dungeon.
Cool.
So Mike is a quote unquote special guest in that episode. I didn't realize at the time. This is kind of weird. I didn't realize at the time, but obviously since I recorded with my little Neumann here, which goes straight into my interface, it also, the second input on my interface is for my guitar. And when I record from Audacity, it records from both of my inputs. So you can just straight up hear the direct input of Mike's guitar in like half the video.
What? There's just a guitar playing in half of Mystery Dungeon?
Not half of it. That's an exaggeration. But like, it's present. It's more present than I was expecting.
Jesus, that's funny.
But yeah, it's not like overwhelming or anything. So that's why I just kept it in. I cut it out where applicable, but it wasn't like overwhelming or anything. Sometimes you can just hear it like under me talking. I'll just be saying some random shit and Mike's just like like going fucking crazy in the background.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. But so Mike is gonna be probably the first one we do. Obviously Ayan is up soon. That was a very peculiar situation. Like, I don't know, it was kind of like, I explained this to Trent, but I never really mentioned it on the podcast. My decision to invite Ayan into Skyward Sword was kind of like a perfect, sorry for the pun, but like a perfect storm almost. Like it just a bunch of shit all kind of lined up. He's around our age, so I knew he would like kind of understand our humor. I knew he could add to our humor. His sense of humor is good. He could like add to our jokes or add to like the overall comedy, or just provide his own insight. And he loves Skyward Sword, so like all of those things lined up perfectly for me to be like, hey, maybe I can invite Ayan onto our Skyward Sword videos, and that would actually add to the content and not take away from it. Because I think if I had invited like anybody else, it would have just detracted, And I think because Ayan was there, we had a lot of really funny or just cool moments in general. But it's not something that's going to keep happening,
No,
like all of those things lined up. That was a very much like not frequent, like that's not like me inviting someone to join us for like a let's play for like even the rest of it, like the whole thing, half of it, like that's probably not going to happen again. Like maybe, but probably not for the foreseeable future.
You're right. That scenario worked out perfectly. I feel like as well, because like it is his favorite game, and he was so willing to help us out, and it was like it is very. I do believe the episodes are good as well. The thing with them as well, like there's never going to be like an exact scenario like that again, where a guest will be that involved, not only with us but with the game itself, where they can come on. It's going to be very rare if we ever do have guests again for Let's Plays. Yeah. But in regards to guest episodes, there is a lot of room.
Yeah, so
you're right. Thanks
for bringing me back to that, because I did want to keep going. So, so Mecha Imperfect is one of them. Ion, thanks, Trent. Ionic Bond is, obviously Ion is probably going to be one of them. I've never actually really talked to him about, like, how he started YouTube and stuff, so that would be kind of interesting to talk. I mean, me and him, we just kind of like, whenever we talk, we're just kind of like talking about random shit or insulting each other or fucking getting drunk on voice call, shit like that. So it's not like I haven't really talked to him about like actual YouTube stuff. So that's probably where we're gonna do that. I'm
still peeved that he decided to rebrand himself as Ionic Bond after like the first 3 episodes we have him on, as we refer to him as Shiny Zoroark. It still gets me. he had to rebrand directly after that, but oh well. Ionic Bond. Luckily, we refer to him as Ion for most of the episode, but still there. That's so good. Yeah. Anyway,
so those three. So we have those 2. I was also thinking about inviting Hypertoria at some point. I actually might invite him on to like a Mystery Dungeon stream, because I was thinking we should do guests, like we should have guests on the Mystery Dungeon streams. For post game, of course. Like not like because those will probably go a little longer than typical episodes, I would guess. Just because A, they're streams, and B, post game shit is really long. So I'll probably try to have guests where we can, if shit lines up. So
that's fair.
But Hypertoria I'd like to have on. I've never actually like spoken to him on voice call. So that'll be a good opportunity for that. Plus, you guys are both in Australia, so that'll make life easy.
He's from Western Australia. I think I saw his Twitter bio, so that's cool. Fucking Western Australia, damn.
Yeah. So that'll make shit easy for timing, because it'll already be like you guys have the same time. So give or take. He's probably an hour before you guys.
Before or behind, something like that.
Yeah. Behind you guys. So. As for other guests, I'd like to invite. Let's see. Let me check my friends real quick. I definitely like to invite the 3 Anti-Poke Bros, probably separately. Raph, Zach, and Ben. Those three guys are all really cool. I've never really talked to either of them one-on-one. The closest I've gotten, like I hung out with Ben with Ion on a stream, which was fun. So I don't really talk to those guys one-on-one, so that'll be probably a little long into the future after I like kind of talk to them a little bit more, maybe even after we've met in person, because we're trying to see if we can plan to get together at some point this year. But we'll see. Let's see. That's about it for ones that would get off the top of my head. Maybe Spire. That might be fun.
I had one other guest that I was considering. I haven't talked to her since the start of the year when I recommended it. Carrie Chung. Her name is a light novelist or something like that. Or CC Mills. I don't know. She has different names she goes under. But she wrote Beyond the Dome, Blue Collar Hero, something like that. She's another fantastic light novel author. Read a bit of her book, but I wanted to kind of like finish her book first, because I kind of felt bad with JJ not having finished his book before inviting him on. So I kind of want
JJ probably didn't care. JJ's cool.
Yeah, JJ's fucking lad. But yeah. So there's other like novelists and stuff like that I'm thinking I could invite on as well. Other than a light novelist, I've got a few in mind, but she's the primary one at the second. But there's a few people I'm talking to as well, and yeah, like you never know, like.
Yeah, and I definitely once I start talking to more musicians, because I do want to start collaborating with more musicians online. Once that starts happening, that'll also kind of open up some doors, I think. So
yeah, and just the amount of people we know that we can easily get along with and want to do content online, that we can just be like, hey, do you want to join us? And
yeah,
I don't know, like it's mostly we get a lot of benefit after of having people on. Like we don't know how much benefit you guys get, but we appreciate it nonetheless. Like we appreciate you guys coming on, like because it's really cool to see. But no, we got a few ideas for guests, and in regards to future podcast episodes, that is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, when we started, we were trying like once a week. We did it for a good while, like 20, 30 episodes or something, where it was weekly. I
don't know how it even lasted that long.
I don't know, but we did it, and so now, as a whole, Firestorm, other than Let's Plays, we have some ideas for other series as well. One that we have decided to scrap was Gus's music theory for fucking dweebs.
Let me kind of justify that decision. So
no, you don't have to justify it to me, but
I know. Yeah, let me justify it to the people listening. So we did record like a test run of that. Trent's just gotten a piano keyboard. I
could literally lift it up and it's right next to me.
Yeah.
I'll just move the camera. There you go.
So Trent's just gotten a keyboard, and
my dog.
I'm going just in general, the way I know music theory and like how to write music is a way that I kind of taught myself, but it's also just a way that cuts out a lot of the BS that you get with like a lot of practice, maybe in person or like classical piano lessons or whatever. Like the way I know how to do music theory with piano is just learning the basics and then going straight into just writing shit, which is basically what Trent wants to know. So that is basically like, I'm just going to kind of teach him what I know. So we had the idea of turning that into like a series for the channel. We recorded the test run. So the first episode we did was basically where, the series is called Gus's School of Music Theory for fucking dweebs. So I played this little character, like it was like this northern guy wearing like a jacket and sunglasses and shit. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking music teacher. I fucking teach music to fucking dweebs like you." So that was my little character, and it was a good idea in concept. And there was
love your only prompt was just like, don't get offended by anything I say, and I'm like, okay, I'll just sit here and I'll just
because I told Trent before that, I was like, I'm gonna insult you, I'm gonna tell you you're a little bitch. So that was kind of like it was all part of the gag. But I watched it back because I went back and looked to start editing it, and I just realized I was completely nonsensical. Like, none of it made any sense, and anyone who wasn't Trent was not going to get any use out of it. Like, if you're looking at that, conversation from an outside perspective, it probably just makes no sense.
It might work for others that are, completely in the dark like me, but even still, there are thousands of other sources you could go to, and I don't think a series called Music Theory for fucking dweebs would immediately catch people's eyes.
And it's kind of a weird. The other thing that I didn't like about it was that it's a weird contradiction almost, or even just a weird departure from everything else we do. It didn't really make sense content wise. Plus, it would be an absolute pain to edit. So it was just. It was a good test run, and I got to work on my fucking character, my little northern character, asshole, douchebag, who I might use at, I don't know, some later point for whatever reason. But there's just no way it would make any sense to anyone who is not participating in the conversation, basically.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm still going to obviously teach Trent, and we might turn the music thing into, like, a future podcast episode, but it's just not going to it can't be a series. Like, it just, at least the way we've set it up, like, you know, because the way I'm teaching Trent is, like, very much like, okay, what's your problem? How, like, what do you need help with? That kind of thing. So anyone who, like, is already cool with that, or is not having issues with that specific thing, is, like, not gonna fucking get anything out of it, you know? So I just didn't think it would be I mean, not even necessarily just worthwhile, but also just, I don't even think it would be worth the time we would put into it, as a series. So we just scrapped it.
I thought, that's completely fair, to be honest, because it was, like, it would have taken an infinite amount more, like, it would have taken much more effort to edit and make something like that work and flow well as a video. And not only that, because it's such a huge, you're right, so it's a huge departure from what we normally do, it probably wouldn't have got the attention it deserved.
Yeah.
It might not have been worth it in the end. Like, well, I'm pretty sure, like, we've got ideas for other things other than, like, Let's Plays and podcasts we could potentially dip our toes into, but for now, we found our ground, and we're looking to just start our new series, our new Let's Plays, and continue with the podcasts, and have it at our level of professionalism and quality that we know we can bring now, because we've been testing it for this long. We've been trying for this long to make things work, and we're still doing it. So clearly, I feel like we're both invested in it at this point.
Definitely.
So we've
it's just
done
fun, right? Like, it's just fun it's just fun for us to do. So
definitely. We've completed Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. We completed Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. We've completed Honey Pop 2 Double Date. By the time this episode comes out, I'm not sure when
we won't have started the new series, but
we'll probably be
by the time this comes out, I think when this comes out, we're still in the middle of Skyward Sword.
We're probably like,
I think,
actually, if episode 10 I think will come out at the same time. Episode 10 of Skyward Sword will come out at the exact same time as episode 10 of Honey Pop 2.
Yeah.
So this will come out around when episode 11 comes out.
Yeah.
So these shirts still relevant for us. So it works. So we've completed those three. We're looking to do, like, an interloping series, just a little Let's Play in between, like, just to finish off, like,
so we can end off, like, because, you know, right now we're doing 2 videos a week. Honey Pop has just kind of ended right in the middle of Skyward Sword, so we're gonna do, like, a couple videos just to, like, offset that, so that Trent and I can start our new big Let's Plays at the same time on the same week. So,
do you still think it will be River City Girls? Do you still think it'll be that?
I mean, okay, here's the thing. Whenever I, like, start a game, for the most part, I Google how long does it take to beat this game, you know? And there's a site called howlongtobeat.com, and it has stats for, like, every game, and it takes, like, you know, in, like, voluntary samples from people who's like, here's my gameplay time at the end of the game. River City Girls is, like, 7 hours on average. So, 7 hours, to beat the game.
We could do that.
Yeah, so I think that'll be 4 episodes. 7 hours, 4 episodes.
Even if we do that and then, like, miss a week and then start both a new series at the same time, that could work. Yeah. So
we are going to do River City Girls after next week, because right now it's going to, like, you know, if I did the math right, which I think I did, you know, if we do 4 episodes that are around an hour and a half, 2 hours, we'll get it done in 4 episodes. But there's going to be next week I want to do one-off just for the fuck of it, because I think it's fun. We've never done anything Sonic, and I want to take a crack at, and I've already beaten it, I just do it for fun sometimes. I want to play Sonic Heroes Super Hard Mode, which is just, it's no story. It's just straight through all 14 stages of Sonic Heroes with extra difficulty. That's all it is. So it would just be probably an hour or two of ridiculousness, just for your guys' and enjoyment. So, because Sonic Heroes is ridiculous. Don't get it twisted. Maybe one of my childhood favorite games, and I fucking played it when I was like 5, but it's still stupid. So, and that's one of the reasons I like Sonic, because it's dumb. So
one of the ideas also was I think this will work well because we were going to start the new series at the same time after River City Girls and Skyward Sword, and then we kind of like came up with this little mock schedule which would also include a day for podcast episodes whenever we record a podcast. We can also just chuck streams in on those days as well because even though we will be beginning our 2 new series, we're probably going to be throwing in and completing like Mystery Dungeon, doing all the streams for that. The streams will be live on Gus's Twitch.
We're going to do it on my YouTube.
On your YouTube, sorry. We're doing it on your Twitch?
We're not doing it on Twitch. The reason I wanted to do it, I mean, I've streamed on YouTube quite a few times by now. And I want to start doing it, like, hopefully I have some days off next week when I'm not working and when we're not recording, when I can do some streams, like, in the morning. Because I might do some more just stuff so it'll be a little more regular. But, yeah, we're going to do it on YouTube because then I know I will have at least a little bit of audience there participating. And it's also just more accessible for even just my friends, like my friends on YouTube. Because, sometimes... Like, I think the last time I streamed, like, a bunch of my friends from the Anti-Poke server just came in and said hi, So it'll just, it's just more accessible for people. Like, Twitch is fine, and I might still use it, like, down the line, but not right now. Because I just don't stream often enough.
Are you able to re-upload it on FireStorm, or we just...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know how that works, I haven't live.
Don't worry, it's totally fine. It's okay. So what'll happen is I'll just put the stream together in OBS. When you stream, it automatically records, so it'll save the stream archive to my desktop, and I'll just upload it as is onto FireStorm. So, I'll probably keep I don't know if I'll keep them on my own channel, but they're definitely going to go back up on FireStorm.
Cool.
So we'll keep them as is. Like, there will be no editing involved, which will make it even easier. That's the reason why I'm okay with posting 2 of those every week. Because I don't have to go back and edit them. I can just literally post them as is. So that'll be really convenient.
Yeah.
So and then we can move on, and that'll also give us more time to like move on to whatever series we do next after Mystery Dungeon quicker. Yes. Because we want to make sure we're hopefully done with the next playthrough in time. Because I have no fucking clue how long Final Fantasy's going to go. Right now, I'm definitely planning to I think I'll play Legends Arceus. And I want to make sure that everything is done. Like, my next playthrough after Mystery Dungeon is done before Legends Arceus comes out. And presumably, February of next year.
Yeah.
So... I just want to make sure we have enough time in there, basically.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because I think Legends Arceus could not only just do really well, but could also just be an absolute blast for us.
Definitely.
There's so much potential. Because, neither of us know anything about it. And it's an open-world Pokemon game. It's right up our alley. There's so much... I think that could be a really fun, a really not just well received, and well performing series, but also is just really fun for us. Be able to make all these stupid fucking jokes and shit. I don't know, it's gonna be great. So, that's why I'm trying to make sure that we've got an open slot in there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
the idea we currently have, I think we've about worked it out finally. Once, so Honeypop will conclude, River City Girls, and then Mystery Dungeon will begin shortly after that. But it will be River City Girls will conclude at the end with Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Then I will start playing Final Fantasy X Remaster on the Switch. We've test recorded it, and we think we figured out, because I was encountering a few problems because my PC is a bit old, and I have like only one monitor, and I think we figured out the best way for me to record it. I do need to get another monitor, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And as well, Gus will be, as we've been saying, he'll be playing Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX on the Switch. So those will both start at the same time. Who knows when they'll land, how many episodes it will take for each of them. Mm-hmm. We know Final Fantasy is going to take fucking ages, because it's Final fucking Fantasy.
It is Final Fantasy. I sunk 44 hours into Final Fantasy VII Remake, so...
Nice.
It'll be, yeah, it'll be a while.
I'll be heavily invested in this motherfucker right here. I'm holding up the case. We're heavily invested in this motherfucker. And, whenever Mystery Dungeon finishes, we'll try out...
Mystery Dungeon will be fairly short. Streams. I think it'll take 7 or 8 episodes to beat the main game, and then we'll do 4, maybe 5 post-game streams. So,
right. The streams will go up, and from then on, we have a whole list of games. We do have a list of games. It's just a matter of, what Gus wants to play, and for me, after Final Fantasy, what I'm able to record, because I'm working with such old technology here. I need to get, for future YouTube-related stuff, I need a better camera, I need a better PC, I need a better fucking capture card even, because the one I just bought, I don't fucking like it. But it works enough. I can get it to work. It's just a bitch. So, for the future,
you owned an Elgato. It's just your fucking computer couldn't handle it.
No, I owned an Elgato, and then it said, we recorded 4K, and my computer said, what is that? My computer doesn't have Bluetooth. My computer's just fucking trash. Yeah. So,
I am thinking of upgrading, because I have the same shitty capture card, but it works, right? And mine's been performing fairly well. And I'm fairly confident my computer could handle an Elgato. Not 4K. I'd probably get an old Elgato, but I'm thinking about getting a new capture card, but we'll see. I might not even, who's to say? It just depends on how I'm feeling, and how much I'll have to spend on it. Because this capture card was fairly cheap, and it does what I want it to. So I don't really need anything crazy, anything else super crazy. So we'll see. After, like I said, I might have mentioned this at some point, but I did want to do Mario 64. So probably after Mystery Dungeon ends, I'll transition to Mario 64. But by that time, Final Fantasy will almost definitely still be going, going strong.
Yeah. Well, because I mentioned this, I'm probably going to mention it again whenever we re-record the first episode. I have played Final Fantasy X multiple times, but I've never completed it. The furthest I've gotten, I recall, was this battle on a ship with... I don't know if it was with Sin, or if it was with someone, or if it was this giant fucking monster. And because I didn't use the sphere grid properly, I didn't level up enough characters, because the whole point is that you need to use all of the characters individually to get them all, ability spheres and all that, so you can make them all better. And I only focused on a few characters, so whenever they got wrecked and I was able to switch in for other party members, they were all weak as fuck. So I had handicapped myself from the beginning, because I didn't bother to look into the sphere grid properly. So, I got stuck at that point. But when I brought that up with a mate a few years ago, he said, dude, you're not even halfway through the game. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, there's gonna, and that took me a while to get to. So, Final Fantasy X is gonna take a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It just depends, in all honesty. It just depends. But I feel like this will be the series I stick with, because there is a lot of games, again, I want to play. And as long as I can get my capture card to work with my Xbox, which, now that I have another monitor, I feel like... when I get another monitor, so long as I bring my Xbox over here and hook it up in relatively the same way as I have my Switch...
Yeah, it should work.
We could actually... I think we could pull that off.
Yeah.
So... we'll see, but for now, it's going to be Final Fantasy X for me. And, in regards to FireStorm as a whole, though, we got guests. We want to bring on guests. We want to do Let's Plays. We want to perhaps start another series. We're going to try and start something else, get something else, the ball rolling on that. And in regards to podcasts,
wait, we do?
itself,
what is that? Am I missing something?
We're going to come up, like, just thinking of other ideas other than Let's Plays and podcasts.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
you never told me about that.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about it.
Have we? I mean, I mentioned to you I wanted to go fuck with people in the streets of Japan. Does that count?
I mean, I think that could be its own thing. I don't know if we need a series for that, but
shit.
Yeah, we do. Again, we mentioned this back when we first fucking started the FireStorm podcast. We wanted to meet up in Japan, and COVID definitely gave that a kick in the nuts.
COVID kicked us both in the ballsack.
Exactly, and as well, this is also
in the FireStorm ballsack.
This is new information for you as well. My job slowly petering out. Hence why we're able to record this today. Is they're not letting me go. It's just they don't really have a need for me at the very second. So I'm trying to get another security job. There is one that I'm going to apply for, which is like a full year gig. It pays very well, and it is pretty much full time for a year. So I'm going to try and give that a shot. I'm going to try to apply for that.
Nice.
But because that, and then when uni starts up again in July, things are going to be very interesting for me. So because
are you trying to have a full-time job while going to school?
I don't know.
Because that sounds like a death sentence.
I need money.
Right.
For everything.
So you should probably go to like you should probably do one thing at a time. Like you shouldn't, like, if you try to balance a full-time job and going to fucking university, you're gonna die.
I know, but I'm dumb.
Like, I'm serious.
I
can barely do a part-time job in university.
I'm looking into it. I'm looking into what I need to do, because the thing is, like,
if you just need money, then work the full-time job for a year and then go to university.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like, should I bother starting university now? Because like I've completely scrapped the idea of teaching. I don't want to do teaching anymore. But I mean, you're right. Like, if I get this full-time 1 year job, it's probably the smarter idea to just do that.
Yeah.
Because just save up my money. But because like there's a few places I want to go to as well, and like I do obviously want to go to Japan, like, as soon as we're allowed to, or as soon as like we both have the money to do so.
Yeah.
And like without hundreds of restrictions in place, because yeah. But who knows?
Apparently, Japan's been shit at containing COVID, so
I have no idea. It all depends how things play out. But sorry for the fucking lighting. The sun is right in my face.
Whoops.
But yeah, no, we want to meet up in Japan still. That is still definitely an idea. Yeah, it's all circumstances will determine everything for us, because Gus is working, I'm working, and you're still technically studying at the moment, aren't you?
No, I will be studying. I'll have a couple classes over the summer, but starting in the fall, I will be back at school full time. So
yes.
I will not be working at the same time. So I'll have a much more normal schedule, basically.
All right.
So that starting then, and I'll be back in the apartment. You know, last time we did one of these, I was in a completely different place, and that's my school apartment. I'll be back there. We recorded, the episode 40 or whatever it was when we did this. I was in my school apartment. Now I'm back home, so we're my parents' place. But yeah, I will be at the school apartment starting in August, late August, September. And then this is also like I'm gonna be moving into doing communication as a field of study. Communication, like technology or whatever it is. I don't know, something. But math is too hard. I can't do math. Math sucks.
Yeah.
fucking calculus and all that shit. Like, I had to deal with so much fucking crap, so much shit, like in my computer science or whatever related courses that I took. I just didn't like it. And, you know, like, I enjoy math to a certain extent. Like, I know, whoa, I enjoy math, but, like, math is satisfying in a way that not a lot of other things are. And
is it?
Yes, when you get it right. When you get it right, yeah.
Calculator.
You know, when you do all these fancy shit, you just got to know what you're doing, and I don't really care. You know, like, I don't give a fuck to know what the limit of infinity or all this other crap is. Like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. But, and, you know, it's, like, satisfying when you get that shit right and you do all the work and make sense, but who cares? I'm never going to need to know about any of that in my actual life. Like, who gives a shit? So I'm like, once I'm older than 23, I will never need to know what the hell the limit to, like, as x goes to 0 is, or x goes to infinity. But nobody gives a crap.
But you might need to learn it so you can go even further beyond, though. Like, you might need to learn it just for the memes, just so you can learn what it takes to go even further beyond. Come on, guys.
Right.
Come on.
No.
You want to look at my dog?
No, I don't.
That's so much more interesting than me. No, you can't. I'm going to pick her up.
I don't like math, and I don't like calculus, and I don't like matrices, and I don't like linear algebra. So I'm going into communication because I can speak sometimes.
New algebra? There's new algebra?
Linear algebra.
Linear algebra. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not new algebra. What am I, some kind of fucking hippie motherfucker? No, dude. Linear algebra. I'm going into communication. My dad has a degree in communication, so I'm just gonna, like, follow in the footsteps of my old man and probably just get a job for a little bit, doing random shit until I can do something music related full time. So we'll see how long that takes. But I am not giving up music by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
I'm not anywhere close to tired of it yet. Though there may come a point where I do become tired of it, but it's not now, and it's not going to be in, like, the next 3 or 4 years or even 5 years. Like, it's going to take a while before I need a break. Pretty much ever since I was, like, 12 or 13, I've been working on something, like, content related at all times, pretty much. Like, just there's always something that I have pretty much for the last 8 years of my life that I've been, like, there's always been something, like, that I wanted to work on. And for me right now, that's music stuff. So that's, you know, that's not going anywhere. And that's how I make my money right now. So while I'm in school, I'll be making money from my music. So that's, like I said, not going anywhere. I'm going to keep being very consistent with that. And we're going to see what happens. I've mentioned in Skyward Sword, like, I don't plan on doing anime covers for the next 20 years of my life, but yeah. I'm gonna keep trucking along, basically. We'll get wherever we go.
Did you quick question, did you watch the upload Jonathan Young did, titled, like, Thank You or something like that?
I did.
Yeah, see, that he brought up an interesting point there, where because he was doing so much music that wasn't his own, like, he was doing so many covers, he saw all of that as clickbait.
Right.
Because he felt like none of that was actually himself.
Sure.
But, like, all of that was just for others, which...
It's funny you bring that up, because I was thinking about that earlier, because I did see the video, and I can see why he thinks that. He's Jonathan, as, like, a creator, or just maybe not as a creator, but as a person, seems really spiteful towards the internet. Just even though it's like how he's gotten this far, he just doesn't seem like he gives a fuck. Like he just doesn't care about like the online community, or like he seems so spiteful about having to use clickbait, as he says, to get as far as he has, which I understand to a degree, but because he seems like a very driven guy when it comes to his own content, like his original music. Because like some of the stuff he announced, like that new album or whatever he's working on, is fucking crazy. Like there's a lot of people, really cool people he's working with. But
the drummer of 3 Days Bass and 3 Days Grace,
nice
3 Days Bass, 3 Days Grace, and the producer that helped produce albums like 1X and Awake by Skillet and so many others, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
like, the fact that he's working with such like those type of people, it's incredible.
Yeah, so I get why he thinks like that, because if you look at his uploads, you can kind of tell he doesn't watch the anime stuff he covers, or he doesn't, he's covering stuff that is very much like of the time, that's like a meme or whatever, just like meme songs. You can tell he kind of never really gave a shit, looking back on it, and I am not in that position. Because for me, at least in this point in my life now, before anything else, before I'm a musician, before I'm a content creator, before I'm a singer, I'm a fan of all of this stuff. If I make a cover or a song based on something, it's because I'm genuinely a fan and I genuinely enjoy the shit out of it. So that's like very different. I don't see, like, obviously my covers are a way to get my music out there using someone's IP or song that people are familiar with, which makes sense, right? Like, that's pretty much the only way I know I can at least partially, like, I know I can keep my channel and my content growing and growing constantly for the next few years, by just doing covers and stuff, because like I am good at it. Like I've learned to like recreate a lot of stuff that like pay attention to detail in songs, and like I know what I'm doing at this point. And it's however you look at it, if you look at it as clickbait or whatever, like for me, I genuinely enjoy those songs and being able to present my take on them, because when I do covers, I feel like, especially now, like when I do English covers or whatever, if I do a cover of a song, it's because I want to present a different take on a song that already exists. Like I want to give those people who are too insecure to play Japanese songs in their car an excuse to play those songs that they're familiar with and show all their friends. Like I want to give people a different perspective on a song they already know. That's my goal when I make covers. And obviously, I've started transitioning into doing original music now. I just put out an Eden Zero song, which I love a lot, and I'm very proud of. And like I'm going to start doing some more of those. Like I have a bunch of plans to do original songs based on characters from anime who I am attached to and love a lot. So it's all my Audacity froze for a second. It's all just about how you look at it. Like for me, I love anime and I love video games and I love all that shit. Like, and I don't think that's gonna stop anytime soon. Like genuinely, I just love being able to sit down and watch that stuff and get invested in it or whatever. Like I just love that stuff. So when I make songs or make covers, I want to put those feelings that I have getting invested in those characters and in that story into my content, so that people know that before anything else, I am a fan. I'm just like everybody else. Before people tell me I'm amazing singer, my voice is amazing, your guitar tone sounds fucking awesome, I'm just a fan. That's all it is. I'm just a guy who is sitting here enjoying anime and who happens to know how to play guitar and put together a song. Like, that's it. And I don't want people to think anything else. Yeah. Like there's a reason I've done 40 Pokemon anime covers. It's because I fucking love it.
Yeah.
So
it's intense.
There you go.
Especially with as well, that makes a lot of sense, especially in regards to Jonathan, because he it is very clear that a lot of the things he covered was either like because it would be perfect at that time, or like it would be popular at that time, or because it's like a meme. And, he's
very, you know what, he's super talented. Like I've heard, like I went back and listened to his original album that he did. He's extremely talented, and he knows what he's doing, and you can tell his drive for making his own original content. Hello, dog.
Jesus fucking Christ. See, that was my dog hearing the doorbell ring, and I didn't. So, that would have spiked the audio because she was in my room. Oh, well. Jesus Christ.
Well, but as I was saying, Jonathan Young is very talented. Like, he knows what he's doing, and his original content is very cool, and it's very unique, and he has something to provide for the world of music, which is already so overly densely populated by people trying to make it. You know? Like,
a lot of his original music, I feel like his covers are great, no doubt about it, but a lot of his original music, or even the odd times he's done a song inspired by something, I feel like they excel over much more than anything else, because like my favorite songs from him are Bait, which was all about clickbait, and Broken Brow with Pellic. And because Broken Brow is fucking Viking metal, and he's been working so hard on like making a unique style of playing piano, and he's been able to fucking make something that interesting, and it's just like it's fucking great. Like,
yeah,
I prefer his original stuff much more than his covers, but yeah. He also is one of the few that can like cover a Japanese opening and make it sound like 10 times better than the original. Like he doesn't do it often because a lot of the time it's pretty average. Like it's good but pretty average. But there's an odd occasion where he can take a song to the next level. But yeah,
I definitely feel like he did that with the One Punch Man opening.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like for me, I've never been super into Jonathan Young. Like I know he's super talented. Like, but just like his way of, just his style, I guess, of singing. Like, you know, for me, I always drifted more towards Nate Wants to Battle because his voice is a lot more similar to mine, and I could take a lot of inspiration from what he does. But Jonathan is in a completely different league. Like he's like his voice is so down here and fucking cool, but mine's just not.
Yeah.
So I always drifted more towards like your Nate Wants to Battles and that kind of thing. So to take inspiration from what he does, because I mean, if any of you have heard my Eden Zero song, there's like it sounds like something Nate Wants to Battle may have written. You know, like it sounds like something that he like it sounds inspired by his stuff, and like, you know, it's like pop punky. It's like it's got like very like not powerful, but like the drums really drive the song. Like there's a like it's very just consistent in how it sounds. Like it's very Nate Wants to Battle inspired, and like everything Jonathan Young does has never really resonated with me the same way. But he's incredibly talented. Like there's absolutely no denying that, especially with that Galactic Kraken album being as good as it was. Like I said, not really my thing, but like Mike messaged me earlier today and he was like, holy shit, this album is so fucking good. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Because I think he saw the video as well, the video John posted today. But shit's good. Like it's, you know, different strokes for different blokes. That's how it goes, right? Yeah. So it's, you know, just whatever you're into, man. And Jonathan Young is, like I said, he has something unique. His style, he has like with that style he's made, he has something unique to bring. And just like I want, like, you know, I want to be like, I want to start transitioning into being like the pop punk equivalent of Alex of Divide Music, because like right now like Alex he's putting out, like, I've been really into one of the songs, the Jujutsu Kaisen song he released kind of recently. I really like that song.
Yes. Yeah, it's good.
And So like I want to start like, but his style is a lot more technical and heavy, and mine is more like fast and driven and punky. And so I want to start just transitioning into becoming like the the pop punk, like pop punk version of what Alex does. So because then I can offer that for people who are more into the pop punk side of things, as opposed to like the heavy, really powerful stuff that Alex does. Really technical, really, kind of off the beaten path kind of thing that he does, which is, he does it really well, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's, I just like Jonathan, I want to, and I know I have something to offer the music community online. So I want to offer that because I know I can, and I want to, and it sounds like fun. So yeah, it's just how you look at it, man. Like however you want to look at doing music on the internet. Like, cause for me, I love the shit out of it, and I don't see, obviously my covers are, like I said, covers are a way to get my music out there, but I genuinely enjoy doing them, and I often take my own creative liberties with all of them. So I don't know. Do your thing, Jonathan Young. Moral of that story.
Was an interesting direction to take it. Yeah, no, it was certainly interesting. I have yet to listen to Galactic Kraken. My album arrived. I will listen to it very shortly. I do want to check it out. It does seem pretty interesting. It does seem pretty good. But yeah. So in regards to what else there is to discuss this episode, it's meant to be random as fuck, but I feel like we've covered everything involving us and FireStorm.
Yeah.
I feel like we've discovered we've mentioned everything we want to bring up.
Yeah. Just for the fuck of it, let me pull up the document, just so I can. The
document.
Document, yeah. The only document we have in our Google Drive, Trent.
What does the document contain?
All the game ideas I had.
Oh yeah, all the games. Let's bring up the games. I like that idea.
Just for fun. So obviously I mentioned Mario 64. River City Girls also happening in a week or two. This is funny. The Avatar games, the Avatar: The Last Airbender games are peculiar. They're all for Wii, and I have them all downloaded as ROMs, just like I had for Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. I actually played through the first one, and it's so just weird. I think we would enjoy doing these. I think we'll probably go for that at some point. That's probably certainly going to happen. Like, maybe we'll do the first one, take a break, then do the second one, etc. One of the games I'm kind of like, I'm more curious about than anything is Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, which is a Sonic RPG for the DS. It is, I've never played it. I don't know if it's good, but it seems ridiculous, so I want to play it.
Okay.
So that we'll see if I get into that. I'm gonna have to do some more research on it. But I think it could be funny. Speaking of funny, Shadow the Hedgehog, I have never actually beaten. Like, I've beaten.
That looks ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it is stupid.
Shadow with a gun.
Oh yeah. So Shadow the Hedgehog is the game they released on like GameCube and PS2 in around like 2005. It's super fucking edgy and hilarious. I've never beaten it all the way through. Obviously, you have to do every single ending to unlock the true ending, where you become Super Shadow and beat the shit out of a house or something. I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure I can get through 2 endings in one session or in one episode. So I don't know how many endings there are. I don't remember. But I don't think it would take all that long. It would just be obnoxious and stupid. Chrono Trigger. Again, it's a really old JRPG. One of like a classic. I've never played it. I know it has to do with time travel. And
I bloody watched MatPat's 10-year anniversary going back and like redubbing his first ever theory or something like that, and it was about Chrono Trigger, and it does look interesting. I've heard of it briefly, never looked into it. But
yeah, so I've wanted to play Chrono Trigger for a long time, for a few years now, but you know, it's a time commitment, is what it is. Like, you just have to like get committed to it, and because you know, it's obviously gonna be really fucking long. So we'll see. I do think there's potential for that. I just don't know how long it would be. Link's Awakening DX is the cute little remaster that came out for Switch recently of Link's Awakening, which I believe was like on Game Boy Color or something like that. It's a 2D Zelda. The only 2D Zelda I've played is Link to the Past. So I've never played Link's Awakening. We'll see. That's a definite maybe. I don't think I like super really want to play that game, but if it happens, then like, or if I get around to like buying it, then I think we could record it and it might be fun.
Yeah. All right.
So you have a couple, but obviously we're gonna do Legends Arceus whenever that comes out. I know we mentioned this. We're skipping over the Diamond and Pearl remix because no one's gonna give a shit.
Everyone's gonna be
doing that. And, you know, obviously everyone's going to be doing Legends Arceus as well. But I feel much better about making that a series for us because I think we can provide a different take on it, you know, than just being like, whoa, look at all these Pokemon in 3D space. Like, we'll go around and be like, hey, look at this fucking moron.
Yeah, I know, right? If you're determined to do that one, put that under your list. I put that under either or because there was a few games which I saw like Earthbound as well, which I was just like, I actually am somewhat interested in that. Like, I would be down to playing that as well. But I mean, either or. But there was, and then I reckon we could both give a shot at different Pokemon.
This is one of my best ideas. This is one of my favorite ideas I've had for us doing gameplay videos in the future. I think Pokemon ROM hacks are an undiscovered world of stupidity and awesomeness.
No, see, that's the thing. I know Pokemon ROM hacks. I know so many out there, and I know so many people that do like them, but I don't think
name a
there's
person
that
that has finished one.
No, it's actually no one's
finished them.
Like, I've seen people play like 5 episodes of one, get about a few gyms in, and then they get sick of it. I reckon we could fucking nail a Pokemon ROM
absolutely.
Hack. We could fucking destroy it. I reckon it would be so much fun.
Yes, absolutely. That's one of my favorite ideas I came up with, because like one day I was just kind of sitting down brainstorming, and Pokemon ROM hacks sound like they could be so much fun. So I'm really looking forward to when we get to play one of those. Earthbound, like you mentioned, either one of us could do that. I've been like my roommate Chandler. He's actually playing through Earthbound in his free time, and he loves it. So he's been like, Gus, you should play it. I'm like, whatever, dude. And
2 things I contributed to the either or list.
Yes,
Monopoly or Uno with guests.
Yeah, so this is like multiplayer stuff. Obviously, we could do some online shit that could be fun for like one-offs or whatever. Or
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah,
either that as well. They're both all 3 of those games seem like fun, but you definitely need more than. Like, you definitely need a few more people, and I reckon, like any of those games with a few extra people joining us, that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to my list, I got a few things I wrote down. Celeste, I definitely want to complete Celeste. Even after my Trent plays on it, I continued playing, and I got about halfway through the game, and it is very, very interesting. It is very like peculiar. Mm-hmm. It's a very unique game.
I started playing it. It's definitely peculiar.
Yeah, it is very intriguing, and I want to finish it. So Celeste, I put that down.
I suck at it. I'm so bad.
It's hard.
I'm absolutely shit at it.
Now, when I saw this game, I got super excited because they're bringing it back. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. See, do you at all care for Scott Pilgrim?
I've never seen Scott Pilgrim. I don't even know what it is.
You've never seen it? Motherfucker, you'll love the movie. I'm not going to lie. If you need to watch the movie, I reckon you'll love it. I reckon it's right up your alley. If you watch the movie and you like it, I reckon we're gonna play it.
Sounds good.
And the next one, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance Hard Mode. Now, I love Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. It is such a fucking good hack and slash game. I've never completed it on its hardest difficulty though, because it is very fucking difficult. But that coupled with the unique Metal Gear story, as well as like how bold and how fucking ridiculous it can be at moments, I reckon you'll see the narrative, and 50% of the time you'll be like, oh, this is a bit political, and then the other 50% of the time you'll be like, this is fucking dumb. Like I reckon you could get something out of this as well.
Nice.
So I feel like I want to play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance Hard Mode, and the one sort of Online Fatal Bullet was another one. I have completed it before. It is interesting, but I have never completed the DLCs either. And it is one of those. It is a very different sort of online game compared to the others. Like they're all like these kind of like RPG style games, but like this one is heavily obviously shooter based, as like it's based in fucking Gun Gale Online. I really like it, and I feel like I want to give it a shot. Like try and complete more than what I completed last time. And who knows, that could be a thing, that could not be. And I bought it for cheap on my Switch, so thank you. And last one, a game that I've heard a lot about and very interested in, but I've never actually seen anything about it. Never actually seen any gameplay, sorry. Astral Chain.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it a lot on Twitter when it came out.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. It sounds very interesting.
I don't know anything about it, so...
neither. So, I'm all for it. Those are kind of the ideas we got. Alright.
So, those are the main ideas. I actually think one of the only things we could do, if we wanted to record while we were in Japan, is I think we should do a Pokemon ROM hack while we're in the same room. I think that would be fun. So we'll see though, because I think just because I think that's one of the only things we could record like on a laptop.
I feel like I reckon if like just one of us brings a camera or something, we could record some. Like other than Let's Plays, we could record some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, definitely. I reckon
let's use my iPhone 12, bro. This shit that's what I use to record the video for Mike and I's new cover. Shit, it's better than my camera.
Spicy.
It's better than my actual
iPhone
camera.
12. Jesus fucking Christ, that's intense.
Dude, you know what happened? Have I told you that story? Fuck. My mom got like approached at Target, which is a supermarket. And it's fucking
you got a family plan.
Yeah, my mom got a fucking family plan by switching to AT&T or whatever, and she got all iPhone 12s, like all 5 of us. And I'm like, I don't fucking need an iPhone 12, but like this camera is ridiculous.
That's incredible.
So like I own a DSLR camera, but man, the fucking phone is better. Like it's a better quality. So
fuck
yeah, I'm just gonna use my fucking camera. But yeah, like, as far as the channel goes, like, man, I don't know what you're doing on your channel, but, I mean, and you know what? We may be, like, going into Let's Plays now, but, like, the spirit of the channel is not changing. You know, like, we're still here, hanging out, making dick jokes. Nothing has changed. You know, we've been doing this for a year and a half.
Nothing has changed except we're just playing games.
Yes.
We're just playing games.
Like, we're still here making dick jokes, just having a fun time. Like, not like the spirit of the channel is not going away, and it probably hasn't gone away, and it won't be going away. So I don't know.
I don't imagine so.
Just come hang out with us, dude. Just all of you guys come hang out with us.
Come embrace the Firestorm.
Well, don't do that. That sounds like funny. That sounds a little uncomfortable. Embracing a firestorm, like you don't want to put sounds a little uncomfortable, a little hot.
Don't get set on fire.
Yeah,
it's spicy, but don't get like literally set on fire. But come subscribe to Firestorm.
Come hang out with us, bro.
hang out. And also join us for the fucking live streams, bro.
Yes.
Like, whenever they happen, they're gonna be they're gonna be a fucking riot whenever they happen. So.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I'll invite some friends from the Antipoke from the Antipoke Tuber server. I don't know if Ayan's ever played Mystery Dungeon. He's welcome to come back. Mike will probably be on one of them. I might just have like a bunch of people at once. Who knows? I'll invite some people. I might even invite you remember who I did, my best friend who I did the first ever video on this channel with?
Yeah, bring him back.
We might
cameo.
Yeah, we might bring Michael into this situation. So
that'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you this right now, but he's literally playing Poke MMO as we speak.
Poke MMO.
You've never heard of that? Oh man, yeah, Poke MMO it's literally this free to play MMO game where you can like pick what region you start in, and you go around to read like all the different regions, and you can see all of the people who are online playing Pokemon at the same time as you. And other than that, it's like exactly the same. So like it used to only be Kanto. So you could go through, you would start out, you would pick your starter, and you would go around, and as you went around, you could see all the different players that were playing at the same time and in the position, just like an MMO game. It's a free-to-play thing. It's actually really cool. I've played it a few times. But Michael's playing it as we speak. So
nice.
But yeah, definitely if you're curious, check it out. And Poke MMO is a really cool thing. Like I mad respect to those guys for doing that and letting it be free to play. So mad respect there. I mean, they use the assets from the games, so I mean that whatever, but you know, it's still cool, right? Like
as long as it doesn't get taken down, as long as Nintendo doesn't come for their ass.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays there.
But you know, it is free to play, so I mean they're not making any profit on it, I don't think so. We'll see. Yeah, it should be fine. But we'll we're gonna get into like I said, one of my favorite ideas was the Pokemon ROM hacks. I'm very excited about that idea.
Definitely.
So, but there will be stupid shit on the way to get there. So, don't go anywhere, people.
No.
Stupid shit headed your way.
Get people to come join us. Get people to subscribe. Just fucking tell someone about our fucking dumbassery. And
yeah, dude.
Come watch the stupidity unfold, because it's gonna keep happening.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. We're idiots. Deal with it.
Exactly. And you know what? Like, fucking... You know, whether you like it or not, like, we're gonna keep recording us being idiots. Like, you know, us being idiots in normal life is one thing. But you get to experience it, because we're gonna record it and post it on the internet. You're welcome.
Yes.
So,
fuck yeah. Yes. Alright. I reckon we're about done, lads. Yeah. I reckon that's the update everyone was looking for. And if you want us to continue, if you want us to do more podcast episodes like with camera, let us know as well, because this is interesting. This is an interesting experience as well. And I
can't even see myself. I already closed like I minimized OBS. It's just doing whatever it wants.
Yeah. I feel like there's also much room for opportunity for like other like drunk videos or something.
Oh,
like
certainly.
That.
I mean, imagine all the content we're gonna get in Japan about each other drunk.
Dude.
Just imagine. Imagine it in your head right now.
I know it's still like a while off, but I'm so keen. I'm so keen.
It's gonna happen.
Whenever it happens.
It's gonna happen.
Oh boy. It's gonna be fucking good. Alright. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to episode 50.
Where am I? There I am. Hi. Look, there I am. Shit.
Thank you for tuning in for episode 50 of FireStorm. We hope you stick around for the future. And, yeah, the future's going to be hopefully bright. It's going to keep going, and we're going to keep the ball going, and we're going to just fucking bring you more and more content, because we're here for it. We're fucking here for it.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
I may not upload to my own gaming channel anymore, but doing gaming videos is fun. So, deal with
Fuck your gaming channel.
Yeah, fuck my gaming channel. Shit sucks.
Fuck Silver Games. Shit sucks.
So yeah. Another thing we should mention is I did bring this up to Trent. I should probably put this on the fucking document. But I did. The most recent thing I did was Ethereal Enigma on my gaming channel. We might play the next visual novel that Pixel Fade releases. Because I really like Pixel Fade visual novels. So I'm going to force Trent into playing a stupid visual novel. Let's go.
You going to make me play it? Or you gonna
you're going to make me... I'm going to make you watch it. I'm playing it. I've already backed it on Kickstarter, dude. I've already got a copy in the bank.
Nice. Let's go.
Dude.
I'm down.
I've backed every project they've done since Crystalline. So for like 3 years now.
Wow.
I've backed the last 3 projects. I am a certified OG, maybe. Certified... certified... I don't know. I was on board for the second project, so I don't know. Maybe not an OG.
Certified, not really a veteran.
Certified almost veteran. Certified
experienced player.
Certified hard mode.
I reckon.
Certified hard penis.
Certified
long dick.
Big dick. Oh yeah. Right, let's go. I'm fucking done with this. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Fuck this episode. For episode 50, the reset, the refresh, the new season, whatever you want to call it, is done. Tune in for more. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to FireStorm. Subscribe to individual channels. Silverstorm, not Silver Games. Maybe Silver Talks if you want. And Chrono-Y. I'm bringing it back. Brought it back last month, but I've got some content.
Yeah, Trent needs to get on with making content.
Yep, I do. Check us out on Twitter. Gus has a few different Twitters, well, 2.
You can just follow at Silverstorm100. That's the main one.
Yep, and for me, TrentJM27. If you have any questions, suggestions, or recommendations, let us know in the comments, or email us at firestormproductions2@gmail.com, or email us in general if you have any. My
business email is on my fucking channel, bro. If you want to email me, fucking do it. I've had some random ass people email me before. Shit's weird.
You want to collab? If you want to collab with Silverstorm, email him.
If you want to use my songs in your videos, yeah, you should email me a really awkward, really awkwardly worded email asking if you can use it in your series that will get 5 views.
Yes, and he will say,
"Yes, you can." As long as you purchase it on iTunes legally. Fuckers.
Yes. Motherfucker, you gotta pay money for that shit.
You think you can record my shit from... You think you can use a YouTube downloader app and steal my shit from right off of YouTube? No, sir. You gotta buy that shit.
YouTube to MP3?
Yeah. No, sir. Not allowed.
What are you doing?
Hey, and any of you guys who are gonna go use a YouTube to MP3 converter just to spite me, I'm gonna find you. Okay? I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna track you down. I'm gonna DDoS you. Whatever that means. I'm not entirely sure what that means. But I'm gonna do it.
I don't know.
So, prepare your asses.
Thank you for...
Buy my shit.
Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.
Buy my fucking music. Oh, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, bro. Hold on. There we go.
Wait.
Ninja Brian style.
Little bitch.
Fuck you.